What's up, guys? Today we are going to look at the residential data for Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're going to take a look at the past quarter, so October through December of 2022, and then also take a look at January's. Stick around because next week, most likely, February's residential data will be out too, so we can kind of take a look there. I wanted to let you know before we jump into the report that real estate here in Tulsa is seasonal. In the winter season, we definitely see a slowdown. And of course, in the month of December, that's the slowest month historically year on year. On top of that, with the interest rates rising, I think this data is going to be extremely shocking. So let's jump into it. In October, we see about 1,100 down to 925, all the way down to 700 when it comes to January. So as I told you before, in December, that is the historically the lowest amount of volume that's traded in Tulsa for real estate, residential real estate. That's down to 700 closed homes. That's really low, even for December. Pending listings kind of tracked about the same, but luckily in January we saw a little uptick. So went from 1,000, 900, 800, then back up to 1,100. Once again, that seasonal kind of feel. New listings, we saw it be all above 1,000, close to 1,000 December here. So pretty happy about that, 1,200, helping the bottom line, which is this month, and supply of inventory. I didn't draw that correctly, so let's just erase that. Next, which is pretty shocking, in September, we saw a steadily kind of decline in the average list price and sale price together. That was always below 300,000. Now at the peak, which was like June, July, it hit above 300,000. So this is very interesting to me that it still hit above 300,000. I didn't think that it was going to dip, but this is kind of more on the trajectory down to 287, 290, and then once again 287. Closed price point though, because people are getting deals, 300, 283, 285, and then 282, which is the lowest it's been since its climb. So things are still steadily going down. Here's what's interesting. Has it turned to a buyer's market? Definitely not, because of the limited supply, but we are still seeing people get good deals. So from 99% average percent of sale price to list price down to 97, which is pretty drastic, because that doesn't even consider closing cost or prepaids or anything along those lines that buyers are now negotiating in. Average days on market did exactly what the Fed wants it to do, 21, 24, 28 to 35. Really hasn't hit above 1 month, and now we're hitting 35 days on market. And then same thing with a end month supply inventory. We're looking at 1.18 or 1.88, 1.95, 1.84, and 1.85. Really interesting. So as I'm looking at this data, a couple things kind of jump out to me. One is that closed listings in January to 700 homes. That is really shocking. Never has it been that low. It's always been higher than 700. A couple other things too is that we saw that average list price jump back over $300,000. I wasn't expecting that when it came to real estate. But of course, then it kind of the trajectory kind of went downwards closer to 282, landing at 282 in January. And so before it was above 100%, like 101% average percent of selling price to list price. And now we're seeing it to 97.76. And that doesn't include any closing costs that you can negotiate as a buyer. So as a buyer, I would say, hey, listen, things are, the trajectory is you can still get deals, 3% lower plus then your closing costs. So it's closer to like maybe 92, 93% of the percentage. So that's kind of where I would start. I would start 90% with some closing costs, negotiate closer to 95, 97 with some closing costs. And that would be a really good deal. Same thing for the end months of supply of inventory. Now, this is really tricky because we aren't seeing people listing their homes. We're seeing it, stay on the market a little bit longer. 35 days is, pretty normal, pretty healthy in my opinion. Not like it was when it was like 17 or 19 days on the market. But yeah, 1.85 still. So we don't even have 2 months worth of inventory. We only have about 22,000 homes on the market in the Tulsa MSA. And so once again, if you're still buying out there, when you're still looking at things like that, you got to consider that really great homes are still getting snatched up really quickly. The ones that are kind of stale that are listing there, there's a reason why that they've been on the market for so long. And so I would just encourage you to keep trying, keep swinging. So all in all, once again, I'm thinking the holiday season with the winter season has really dramatically constricted our supply. But then at the same time, there hasn't been that many homes that's been for sale or even sold. Now we see an uptick on the new listings in February, 1,200, 1,000, 300. And I'm curious to see how many of the pending listings actually got sold. So I'm hoping for about 1,000 homes to be sold in February. So stick around. Next week, most likely that report will be coming out. And also, I'm an industrial real estate investor. If you want to invest in real estate alongside of me in the Tulsa MSA and the surrounding areas, feel free to click the link below and join my newsletter. You'll get access to exclusive deals. So if you're looking for your first home or you're looking for another investment, just follow along the journey. Love to get to know you guys.